Before we begin, we'd like to thank our generous sponsors. All Nighter with Allison Light is made possible by Jill's Wine and Spirits. Going to a fancy dinner party and worried about turning up empty-handed? Jill's got you covered with a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc. Headed to a seance and don't want to be the only one there without a spirit to talk to? Jill's got you again with the ghost of Jane Austen. That's right, Jill's got the spirit for you no matter the occasion. If you're headed for the beach, bring along the ghost of Jacques Cousteau for fun and educational help with the kids. If it's hiking you're pining for, Jill's got the ghost of famed explorer Lewis, and you'll even throw in Clark for half price. Nowhere to go? Down shots with the ghost of Ernest Hemingway. Remember, whether you're after Prosecco or a poltergeist, we've got you covered. Jill's Wine and Spirits. It's mostly spirits. Thank you, and now, welcome out your all-nighter host, Allison Light!
To All Nighter. I'm your host, Allison Light. We have an awesome holiday episode planned for you guys today. First of all, we are so lucky and honored to have the Poet Laureate of the United States, Professor Tracy K. Smith, as our grown-up guest. We're going to figure out tonight how many people would have to die for her to become President of the United States. Then, as our student guest, we're lucky to have Marsha Brown, class of 19. She is the head news editor of the Daily Prince, just elected next year's editor-in-chief, and she has been doing some really important work investigating into the allegations into the German department, so we're going to talk to her about that really important story. And then, last but not least, we will end the show with a performance from Ellipses slam poet Sergio Cruz. But of course, I could not do the show without my trusty sidekick, so welcome out the incredible Ankita Ghoshal.
There once was a girl named Ankita, and everyone wanted to meet her. She looked so damn cool as she sat on her stool and put on a show in Frisk Theater.
Oh, are you practicing that for Professor Smith?
No, I don't think she'd, get me.
Yeah, fair. So much has happened since our last episode. Bitcoin mania has taken over the news this week, with prices climbing to an unprecedented 17,000. Now vindicated investors have remarked, I haven't been this excited about a cryptocurrency since 2011, when I found that hack to get enough coins to upgrade my Club Penguin igloo. Pope Francis has announced that he wants to change the wording of the Lord's Prayer, arguing that the phrase, lead us not into temptation, has been mistranslated. Clearly, he says, the phrase has too hard of a stance on not joining the Motown group The Temptations, which, upon further papal review, provided us with hit songs like My Girl, so lead on, Lord. Texas State Prison has just announced a 10,000 book-long list of books that are banned from prisoners, including a Charlie Brown Christmas pop-up book. Good. This is exactly what everyone means when they say, we need prison reform. They actually mean, we need to stop inmates from learning about the reason for the season.
I don't know, Allison. Doesn't seem harsh enough. I didn't get into burglary until after I read How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
That's a dark one. Moving on to international news, U2 frontman Bono is one of the many celebrities under scrutiny after the Paradise Papers revealed that he had some unaccounted for money in Malta. Head investigators of his case have remarked to the media, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. In Japan last Thursday, a Japanese couple broke into a shrine and killed its priestess with a samurai sword. When news of the attack reached the U.S., conservatives retorted, now if only the priestess had also had a samurai sword to defend herself with, then this whole thing would have made a way better culturally appropriative Emma Stone movie. Last Saturday, Iraqi military forces announced that they have fully liberated Iraq from ISIS. But then on Sunday, ISIS took credit for liberating Iraq from ISIS. So you really just can't win with ISIS. Speaking of not being able to win, USG election results will be announced tomorrow. We actually tried to have all 3 presidential candidates on tonight's show, but every time we called Rachel Yee or Matt Miller, our voicemail was just redirected to vote for Oz.
Yeah, I got confused by that. Like, do they mean vote for Oz, the man who hides behind smoke and mirrors in order to trick people into thinking he's great and powerful, or the Wizard of Oz?
And finally, as we all know, there is currently a referendum about honor code to be voted on. I myself am a strong supporter of honor code reform. I was actually once falsely accused of an infraction. Sure, I had my calculator out, but I wasn't using it on the exam. I was using it to type out boobies upside down. And as a Princetonian, that's my right. Let's get started.